Do you ever feel like you're living in a whirlwind? The world around us is constantly in motion and it can be hard to keep up. From the moment we wake up to the time we go to bed, it feels like we're being pulled in a million different directions. One moment, everything seems stable, and the next, the ground beneath your feet is shifting. It's as if the very foundation of our lives is constantly being tested, making it difficult to find a sense of balance and security. Constant change and uncertainty have become the norm in our fast-paced world. Days blur into weeks and weeks into months. As we try to navigate through the chaos, the relentless pace can leave us feeling exhausted and overwhelmed. Whether it's economic shifts, technological advancements, personal life changes, or global events, the landscape of our lives is always evolving. Each new development brings its own set of challenges and uncertainties. The feeling of being overwhelmed by the unpredictable can be incredibly stressful. It's important to find ways to cope and adapt, to seek out moments of calm amidst the storm, and to remember that we are not alone in facing these challenges. You're not alone. This feeling of instability is a universal human experience. But here at Biblical Truth _Revealed, we believe that even in the midst of the most turbulent times, there is an unwavering anchor that can provide true peace and security. It's a wisdom that has sustained people through centuries of change. In this video, we will explore the timeless secret found in biblical wisdom for not just coping with constant change and uncertainty, but for actually finding profound peace and strength within it. So how do we practically anchor ourselves in this unchanging God, especially when the world around us seems to shift beneath our feet? Life is full of seasons, some bright and full of hope, others shadowed by doubt and confusion. In these moments, it's natural to feel overwhelmed, to wonder where to turn, and to question how we can find stability when everything feels so uncertain. When everything around us feels so uncertain, it's easy to get swept up in the chaos. But God invites us to a different way, a way of peace, trust, and intentional action even in the midst of the unknown. First, cultivate a consistent connection with God. This isn't just a one-time act or a quick fix, but a daily, ongoing relationship. Think of it as tending a garden. It requires regular attention, care, and patience. The more we nurture our relationship with God, the deeper our roots grow and the more resilient we become when storms come our way. Just like a sailor checks their anchor regularly to ensure it's secure before venturing into unpredictable waters, we too must check our spiritual anchor. Are we grounded in God's truth? Are we taking time to listen for His voice even when life is noisy and distracting? We need to intentionally connect with God through prayer, reading His Word, and quiet reflection. These practices aren't just rituals, they're lifelines. Prayer is our direct line to God, a place where we can pour out our hearts, ask for guidance, and find comfort. Reading the Bible reminds us of God's promises and His faithfulness throughout history, giving us hope for our own journey. Quiet reflection allows us to process our thoughts and feelings and to sense God's presence in the stillness. This daily practice strengthens our trust in Him, building a foundation that can withstand life's uncertainties. Over time, we begin to notice that our first instinct in times of trouble is to turn to God, rather than to panic or despair. And as we immerse ourselves in His promises, we're reminded that God is faithful, even when circumstances are not. His word becomes a lamp to our feet and a light to our path, guiding us step by step. Second, focus on what you can control. In times of uncertainty, it's tempting to try to manage every detail, to anticipate every possible outcome. But the truth is, much of life is beyond our control. What we can control, however, is our response, our attitude, our choices, and our actions. And release what you can't. Letting go is not a sign of weakness, but of wisdom. When we release our grip on things we cannot change, we make space for God to work in ways we might not expect. Uncertainty often breeds anxiety, but surrendering our worries to God brings peace. Because we fixate on things beyond our influence, our minds can become cluttered with fear and what-ifs. But God calls us to a different focus, a focus on faith, not fear. The Bible encourages us to cast our anxieties on God. He cares for us deeply and wants to carry our burdens. This isn't just a comforting thought, it's a practical invitation to lay down what weighs us down. 1 Peter chapter 5 verse 7 says, "Cast all your anxiety on Him because He cares for you." This simple act of surrender can transform our outlook and free us from the paralyzing grip of worry. Focus your energy on your response to change, your choices, and your actions. Ask yourself, what is one small step I can take today? How can I respond with faith rather than fear? By taking responsibility for what we can do, we partner with God in shaping our future. Trusting God with the outcomes is an act of faith. It means believing that even when we don't see the whole picture, God is at work behind the scenes, weaving together a story of hope and redemption. Third, find strength in community. We were never meant to navigate life's uncertainties alone. God designed us for relationship, with Him and with each other. In times of change, community becomes a source of encouragement, accountability, and shared wisdom. Connecting with others who share your faith provides encouragement, support, and a reminder that you are not alone. When we gather with others, whether in a small group, a church service, or even a conversation with a trusted friend, we find strength in shared stories and collective prayer, and shared wisdom during uncertain times. Sometimes just knowing that someone else has walked a similar path and found God's faithfulness can give us the courage to keep going. Just as ships travel in convoys for safety or birds fly in formation to conserve energy, we too are stronger together. Community helps us bear burdens, celebrate victories, and stay anchored in faith. We too find strength in Christian fellowship. Fourth, practice gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful antidote to anxiety and fear. It shifts our focus from what is missing to what is present, from scarcity to abundance. Even amidst change and uncertainty, there are always blessings to be found. Sometimes they are obvious: a loving family, a safe place to call home, a friend who listens. Other times they are hidden in small moments: a sunrise, a kind word, a sense of peace in prayer. There are always blessings to be found if we take the time to look for them. Keeping a gratitude journal, or simply pausing each day to thank God for His gifts, can transform our perspective. Focusing on what you have rather than what you lack or fear losing helps you see God's hand at work in your life. It reminds you that even in seasons of loss or change, God's goodness remains. Rather than what you lack or fear losing, gratitude helps you let go of anxiety and embrace the present moment. It opens your heart to joy, even in the midst of uncertainty. Shifts your perspective from anxiety to thankfulness, strengthening your resilience. As you practice these steps, cultivating connection with God, focusing on what you can control, finding strength in community, and practicing gratitude, you'll discover a deeper peace and confidence, no matter what the future holds. Remember, God is with you in every season, and His love is the anchor that holds firm through every storm. Life can often feel like standing on the edge of a stormy sea, with waves of change and uncertainty crashing all around us. In a world that seems to shift beneath our feet, it's easy to feel overwhelmed, anxious, or even lost. But you don't have to be tossed around by the waves of constant change and uncertainty. There is a source of peace and stability that remains the same, no matter what storms may come your way. By anchoring your life in the unchanging truth and love of God, you can find a peace that surpasses all understanding, a deep, abiding calm that doesn't depend on your circumstances. God's promises are like a lighthouse, guiding you safely through the darkest nights and the roughest seas. His love is steadfast, unwavering, and always present, offering you a place of refuge and rest. When you build your foundation on God's word, you discover a stability that endures through every season of life, whether you're facing joy or sorrow, certainty or doubt. In those moments when the winds howl and the rain pours, you can draw strength from knowing that God never changes. His faithfulness is your anchor, and His strength will carry you through any storm. Even when you feel weak or afraid, you can hold tightly to the hope that God is with you, empowering you to persevere and overcome. You are never alone. He walks beside you, offering courage, comfort, and unwavering support. Here at Biblical Truth_Revealed, our mission is to help you discover these timeless truths for navigating every aspect of life. We believe that God's Word is a source of wisdom, hope, and encouragement for every challenge you face. Whether you're seeking answers, looking for comfort, or simply wanting to grow in your faith, you'll find a welcoming community here, ready to walk alongside you on your journey. If this message has brought you comfort or guidance, please like this video. Your support helps us reach more people who are searching for hope and truth in a world full of questions. Every like is a way of sharing God's love with others and letting them know they're not alone. Share this video with someone who needs encouragement today. You never know how a simple act of kindness can make a difference in someone's life. By sharing, you're helping to spread a message of hope and peace to those who may be struggling or searching for answers. And don't forget to subscribe to join our growing community. Together, we can support one another, learn from each other, and grow stronger in faith. We invite you to be part of this journey where you'll find encouragement, inspiration, and practical wisdom for everyday life. We're here to explore more biblical wisdom for your journey, helping you find peace, strength, and purpose in the unchanging love of God. No matter where you are or what you're facing, remember, God's truth is your anchor, and His love will guide you home.